Imagine a world where the first rays of civilization pierced through the endless night of human prehistory. This is the story of Sumer, the cradle of civilization nestled between the mighty Tigris and Euphrates rivers.
The land of Sumer, now modern-day Iraq, right?
Exactly, Olivia. It was here that humanity first gathered to build cities that reached for the skies, where writing was born and history itself began.
So, what made Sumer so special?
Well, it was a combination of innovation, the right environment, and a bit of what we might call today entrepreneurial spirit. They built irrigation systems that turned arid land into fertile fields, and with surplus food, they had time to develop arts, trade, and governance.
That's quite the leap from simple farming villages.
Oh, it was. And it's in these bustling city-states that our story unfolds. Kings and priests ruled, Ziggurats towered, and the people of Sumer thrived under the watchful eyes of their gods.
Gods, plural?
Many gods. Each city-state had its own patron deity, and the Sumerians believed their fortunes were tied to these divine beings' whims.
A pantheon of gods overseeing a civilization. It's like a cosmic drama played out on Earth.
A cosmic drama indeed, Olivia. And just like any good drama, there were rivalries, epics, and legends that have echoed through time.
I can't wait to hear more about those.
And you shall. But that's a tale for the next chapter. For now, let's marvel at the ingenuity of the Sumerians, who laid the foundations of our modern world.
The pioneers of civilization.
As the sun sets on the Ziggurats, casting long shadows over the city, let's delve into the divine. The Sumerians didn't just build cities, they built homes for their gods.
Homes for gods? You mean temples?
Precisely. Each city had a temple dedicated to its patron god or goddess. These were not just places of worship, but centers of power and knowledge.
Knowledge? In what way?
The priests were the keepers of knowledge. They recorded everything from trade agreements to astronomical observations in cuneiform on clay tablets.
The first form of writing.
And it's through these tablets that we hear the voices of the Sumerians speaking to us across millennia.
Any gossip from the gods?
More than gossip. Epic tales, like that of Gilgamesh, the king who sought immortality, or Inanna, the goddess of love and war who journeyed to the underworld.
A goddess of love and war? That's an intense combination.
Oh, the Sumerians didn't shy away from complexity. Their gods were multifaceted, much like the people who worshiped them.
It seems their religion was deeply intertwined with their daily lives.
Absolutely. Festivals, rituals, even the layout of their cities reflected their devotion. The bond between the divine and the mortal was inseparable.
It's fascinating how their beliefs shaped their world.
And in shaping their world, they shaped ours too. But that's a story for the next chapter, where we'll explore the legacy of Sumerian innovations.
I'm looking forward to it.
As dawn breaks over the ancient city of Uruk, let's explore the innovations that sprang from Sumerian ingenuity.
Uruk? That's one of the oldest cities, right?
Indeed, it's one of the first great cities of the world, and it was here that the wheel was set in motion quite literally.
The wheel was invented in Sumer?
Yes, and it revolutionized transportation and trade. But that's not all. They also developed the first known writing system, cuneiform, which allowed them to keep records and share stories.
Hence, the epic tales you mentioned earlier.
Correct, and their advancements didn't stop there. They were also skilled astronomers and mathematicians. They divided time into units that still tick away on our watches today, hours, minutes, and seconds.
That's incredible. Their legacy is part of our everyday life.
Absolutely. They even had a form of banking, with temples acting as financial centers where people could take loans and make deposits.
So, they had divine interest rates?
You could say that, but let's not forget their contributions to law and governance. The Code of Ur-Nammu, for example, is one of the earliest known law codes.
What kind of laws did it have?
It covered everything from theft and divorce to assault. It was a foundation for a structured society, ensuring order in their rapidly growing cities.
It sounds like they laid down the blueprint for modern civilization.
They did, and while the sands of time have buried their cities, their innovations continue to shape our world.
The ancient Sumerians, truly ahead of their time.
And with that, we close the chapter on Sumerian innovations. Next, we'll journey into their daily life and culture.
I can't wait to walk the streets of ancient Sumer with you.
As we wander through the bustling streets of ancient Sumer, let's immerse ourselves in the daily life of its people.
These streets must have been full of life.
Indeed, They were merchants selling exotic spices, craftsmen working on intricate jewelry, and children playing in the courtyards.
Sounds vibrant. What about the homes?
Homes were made of sun-dried bricks, with courtyards for family gatherings. The wealthy had larger houses with several rooms, while the poor lived in simpler, one-room abodes.
A society of contrasts.
Just like today, and the diet, mostly barley, which they used to make bread and beer.
Beer? They had breweries?
Oh yes, beer was a staple. It was consumed daily and used in trade. It was even part of the rations for workers.
A refreshing end to a hard day's work, I suppose.
Precisely, but life wasn't all bread and beer. The Sumerians also valued education, especially for scribes.
Scribes?
Yes, they were the educated elite trained in the art of writing. They kept records, wrote correspondence, and copied literature.
The power of the pen, or should I say, the stylus?
Indeed. And let's not forget the women of Sumer. Some were priestesses, others ran businesses, and some even ruled as queens.
Women in power. That's progressive.
In many ways, yes, the Sumerians had a complex society with roles for everyone.
It's amazing how much we can learn from them.
And there's still more to uncover. As night falls over the ancient city, let's unravel the mysteries of Sumerian mythology.
These myths must be as vast as the night sky.
They are, Olivia. The Sumerians saw the heavens as a tapestry woven with stories of gods and goddesses, heroes and monsters.
Tell me about these heroes and monsters.
One of the greatest heroes was Gilgamesh, whose epic quest for immortality takes him on a journey filled with monsters like the fearsome Humbaba.
Humbaba? Who's that?
A giant guardian of the cedar forest, a beast with a roar that echoes like thunder and breath like a raging fire.
That's terrifying. And what about the gods?
The Pantheon was led by An, the sky god, and Enlil, the god of air and storms. But it was Enki, the god of water and wisdom, who was often the hero of these tales.
A god of wisdom? Sounds like he was important.
Vital, Enki was seen as the protector of humanity, often intervening on their behalf.
A divine benefactor. How did they worship these gods?
Through elaborate rituals and offerings. They believed that through these practices, they could communicate with the divine and influence their fate.
A way to feel connected to something greater.
Exactly. And it's this connection that inspired some of the most beautiful poetry and hymns, praising the deeds of gods and the beauty of creation.
It must have been awe-inspiring to participate in such ceremonies.
No doubt, but as the dawn approaches, our journey through the night of Sumerian mythology must come to an end. In the next chapter, we'll explore the fall of Sumer and the legacy it left behind.
The end of an era.
As we reach the final chapter of our journey, let's reflect on the fall of Sumer and the legacy it left for future generations.
All great civilizations come to an end, don't they?
They do, Olivia, and Sumer was no exception. Despite their advancements, the Sumerian city-states were often at war with each other, weakening them and making them vulnerable to outside forces.
So, what brought about their downfall?
A combination of factors: internal strife, invasions by neighboring peoples, and perhaps even changes in the climate that affected their agricultural base.
It's a familiar story throughout history.
Indeed, it is. But the fall of Sumer didn't erase its influence. The Akkadians, Babylonians, Assyrians, and many others carried forward the Sumerian legacy.
So, their culture didn't die with their cities.
Not at all. Their writing system, literature, legal codes, and many other aspects of their civilization were adopted and adapted by those who came after.
They sowed the seeds for the future.
Precisely, and those seeds blossomed into ideas and innovations that have shaped the world as we know it.
It's comforting to know that good ideas can survive the test of time.
And that's the true legacy of Sumer. Not just the artifacts we unearth or the ruins we explore, but the enduring spirit of human creativity and resilience.
A spirit that continues to this day.
Yes, and as we close the book on Sumer, we can take heart in knowing that every end is a new beginning.
And so, the story goes on. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from around the world.
If you love our artistic creations, pop over to our Patreon to purchase our exclusive image works. Thank you for your support.